La vie est belle. Welcome to the wonders of the world. Ooh, ça va être magnifique. Oh yes, I am in this beautiful, beautiful place where I give thanks to the gods of Egypt football for Mo Salah. Bonjour, bonjour. Hein? Is it, Zico. Is it time? Hashtag, Gio.
Yes, Baba, get onto that Kwese app really quickly because the good times are right here on hashtag Kwese Sports, Africa's sporting social media show for the fans. Tonight we get cricket updates from the specialist Hugo Ribatika, Chet Lukaku joining Jay-Z's Rock Nation Sports Agency, Ms. Mumbai attended the Social Media Weekly event in Lagos, check out the Springbok coach appointment, then we see what's cooking in hashtag gossip. Now on to our panel who make me feel like the only girl in the world. Hello, Hugo.
Hello, the only girl in the world.
Thank you, Arthur.
Hey, she's back, she's back, It's good to see you, man. My Zimbo queen.
Yes,
Live
right
and direct.
here.
Yeah, man, it's good to be here.
Absolutely. Now tell me what's been happening in your social media world, Hugo.
Well, it's football and it's all about Arsene Wenger. You know, that hashtag Arsene Wenger must go is back where it should be. I mean, he's in a lot of trouble at the moment, I'll
right?
say.
And the fans were very vocal about it, and they made it very clear, especially after that loss against Brighton Hove Albion, that they are not going to take more from Wenger. He must leave. Le Monsieur Français, he must go away.
He must go. He should have been gone. That's what we should say, really.
Yeah, it's taken so long.
But what's been happening in your world?
Ooh, wow. So this weekend's Premier League action was not short of entertainment, as Liverpool fans will attest to the genius that is Mo Salah. The Egyptian star scored his 24th goal of the league when fighting the back of the net inside 49 minutes against Newcastle United. Tied at the top with Harry Kane in the race for the Golden Boot, the remaining match weeks promises to bring some more goal-scoring mania.
Woo.
Look. Like Mo Salah. I know that you're a Liverpool fan and you're going crazy about it.
You will never walk alone.
Right? What's been happening in your social media highlights?
Well, for me, it's all about Floyd Mayweather, who's decided to follow in Mike Tyson's footsteps and create his own video game. Now, this is huge for the gaming community, seeing as it's been starved of some really good boxing games. Check it out.
Are we going to get a Floyd Mayweather's Punch-Out or some kind of video?
Well,
you know,
I'm working on my video game as we speak.
Beautiful.
Because you know, I couldn't go on. I don't know what's the boxing video game that was out not too long ago. What they call it?
Fight Night or something.
I couldn't go on there because remember, before I do anything, I have to have some ownership.
Absolutely.
So remember, I'm not posting a private jet if I'm chartering. If I'm chartering a jet, I'm not posting.
Yeah.
We own jets.
Okay.
See, this is the thing I love about Mayweather. He keeps it real. He's like, if I'm chartering it, I'm not going to post it. We own jets. So this game is going to be popping. What do you think?
Well, I think there's obviously going to be an icon there for the amount of arrogance or attitude that a boxer wants to have. If it's anything like Money Mayweather.
And then Conor McGregor's going to come out and then eventually say he also wants to have a video game about him. But hey, kudos to him, man. You know what? The money man has the right to do whatever he wants. He is the money man.
Absolutely. Now, remember, you can join in on our conversation, share your social media highlights, or add your comments and views from wherever you are on these social media platforms. As you can see, we're on Facebook, so make sure that you like us on Facebook. You can find us on Twitter as well. If that's not enough for you, there's also Instagram, and you can catch all our live feed on our website, which is www.kwese.espn.com. Now, so Hugo, you were in Abu Dhabi. Tell me what you were doing there. Was it hot? Was it smoldering? Tell us all about it.
It was a little bit of everything, actually.
Okay.
I mean, it was an amazing experience, firstly. Secondly, it was a great event. The Abu Dhabi 2018 Tour, the 4th edition. Big on the cycling calendar. Absolute fun. The weather, remarkable. It's winter at the moment, so you had 24, 25 degree temperatures.
Gosh, it's cold.
It rained on the one day, believe it or not. It rains once a year, apparently. And on the penultimate day of the race, it rained.
Wow.
Any African cyclists that were present at the tournament?
A couple actually for Dimension Data.
Nice.
Guy from Eritrea, Yakofenta from South Africa as well. He was there, so it was good to have a chat with them and find out about the African team and them giving back to the poor in South Africa.
All right. Well, Hugo, talking about cricket, massive test, the Proteas versus Australia. Anything you can tell us about that?
I can tell you a lot about that, Arthur, but unfortunately, obviously, South Africa got hammered in the first one. But what's been happening, really, on the big side is off the pitch. You know, a lot of sledging, a lot of
those
issues.
scandals, yeah.
Yeah, you know, that seems to be taking centre stage.
I mean, doesn't that affect the players, affect the team spirit, affect the locker rooms, Hugo?
Well, there is an unsaid agreement that there is a certain amount of sledging that will go on. And sledging, for those of you that don't understand, basically is a little discreet underlying cussing during the course of the game. Now, what's happened in this particular game is that Quinton de Kock is supposed to have been sledging with David Warner, and he said something about David Warner's wife. So,
Okay.
Are we seeing any sledging in Zimbabwe for the qualifiers?
no, actually.
Oh, okay. So
Well,
what's happening
there's
there?
probably a little bit of it, but I mean, it's not as big as South Africa versus Australia. But qualifiers. Amazing cricket happening in Zimbabwe at the moment. Zimbabwe have won 2 out of 2. West Indies, same story. Scotland have also won. So the 10 teams that are participating in these qualifiers, the top 6 will go to the Super Sixes, and then the top 2 teams will qualify for next year's World Cup.
Oh, that's going to be
exciting.
Oh, it's going to be exciting.
Go Zimbabwe!
DRC doesn't have a cricket team, so go Zimbabwe. All right, let's talk about the England-New Zealand series. Just from a cricket fan perspective, do you think that fans of cricket would not give the same kind of attention to that series because it's not a Proteas Australia kind of setup?
I mean, the Barmy Army, that's the most famous group of supporters that travel everywhere behind the Three Lions, which is the England side. It is a 2-all at the moment, so one more ODI to play. And obviously Ben Stokes, I mean, all summer we're talking about the absence of Ben Stokes. He's back in the side, phenomenal game 2, contributed to England's performance. So at the moment, it's evenly poised. New Zealand have won 2, winning today in a great event. Ross Taylor, 181 runs not out, so phenomenal innings. So yeah, there's everything to play for in the next one.
Well, it seems like it's all happening in cricket.
Certainly
now we
is.
hope over to the world of football. Romelu Lukaku has joined Jay-Z's Rock Nation Sports Agency and is the first Premier League player to sign to the agency. Now the Belgian is the second footballer after Bayern Munich defender Jerome Boateng to join the roster. Rock Nation has signed stars from the NFL, MLB, and the NBA, including Jacksonville Jaguars running back Leonard Fournette, wide receiver Victor Cruz, and NBA's Kevin Durant. Guys, what do you think about the idea of a musician, a rapper, Jay-Z, owning a sports agency?
Hey, if he has the expertise, if he has the right workforce, the right staff to do exactly what the vision is with his agency, then I say well done, because
Go for it.
In terms of the personality that he is,
Yeah.
all right, in terms of the clients that he has, it will always be easy to make those deals. So I say well done. But he should have chosen someone from Chelsea and not Manchester United, in my opinion.
Don't be such a hater. Do you think it's a good move for Lukaku, Hugo?
Well, first thing, I don't even think small teams like Chelsea are a factor. So let's move on to Manchester United, Liverpool, such teams. Yeah, but I think Jay-Z is an amazing businessman. We've seen what he's done over the years. He's grown his empire, and he's the sort of guy who's got his hands in many pies, so to speak. So I think for Lukaku to do that, for Jay-Z to pull it off, get into football. Football is not big. Certainly soccer is not big in the States. But for him to have the vision and see that, if I pick up this youngster, it'll be absolutely great.
Right. I like the fact that you mentioned how Jay-Z's a businessman. I mean, he's not a businessman, man. He's a businessman. Do you think that Lukaku actually joining his agency is going to open up more doors for him in America, just beyond football? Like you said, it's not that big.
Massively. I think this is what happens. You've got your typical markets where Lukaku would have appeal. Now, everybody is following Jay-Z on social media, like we all are. And the fact that Jay-Z has signed Lukaku, everybody's asking, who is Lukaku? So it offers Lukaku another avenue you know, in order to exploit more financial benefits. So more endorsements that will come out of the States that ordinarily he'd not be exposed to.
Now, Arthur, tell me, do you think that it should have been a bit good for him to just stick to an agent who understands football?
Yes, I think it's always safer that way, especially because your career is on the line. And it's important for a massive star like Romelu Lukaku to have just those simple things in mind. But again, Jay-Z is well connected, knows the right people. I'm sure that he's going to get the right people for the right job that are going to do the right thing. Yeah, big up.
Sounds all exciting. Can't wait to see what happens to Lukaku all the way with The Rock. Now, up next, we head over to Nigeria, where Miss Vimbai is headed over to the social media week in Lagos. And as well, we're going to find out what's happening with the Springbok coach and why he's trending, and more highs and lows and hashtag gossip.
I'm feeling like I want to get up for day. I don't think got them popcorn back, fish take a day. You want to eat some? Just come and get some of my Muka money ni alala, na pochette ya luli mini walala. Ni super mabobu goni no dia na ngofulu ni alala. When you pass but I want some more. Test the code mudi be my GMO. All I want is popiko. Sa di sokoneza ngani kutia popiko. I'm feeling like I want to get up for day. I don't think got them popcorn back, fish take a day. You want to eat some? Just come and get some of my popiko. Oh, some popcorn.
Get connected to Kwese TV now and enjoy Kenya's first pay-as-you-watch TV service. Pay 475 bob for 3 days access, 890 for 7 days access, or 2,960 for 30 days, and enjoy a world of premium and exclusive content. We bring you the best in TV entertainment, anywhere, anytime. Get connected now and watch your favorite shows on up to 4 devices at no extra cost. Simply send the word Kwese to 40150 to find a dealer near you. Or you can buy online on kestore.kwese.com or jumia.com and get connected in less than 72 hours. Kwese Beyond TV.
We are moments away from the start of the season. In away we go, very good solid start. Oh, look at this. Yes, he's on the inside line. So here we go.
Hi, Naya.
Hi.
You're surrounded by your heroes here, Naya.
Yeah.
Who's your favourite out of these three?
Bombata.
Hey, Naya, do you have any questions you'd like to ask any of the guys?
Do you live next to the Eiffel Tower?
This one. I live here in Manchester. It's a bit far.
Do you reckon you could do a cool handshake with Paul? Do you reckon he could teach you a way to do a cool handshake?
Yeah.
Go on then, Paul, show us how you do it.
Welcome back to hashtag Kwese Sports. Paul Pogba, Romelu Lukaku, and Sergio Romero, they're getting the biggest surprise from one of their littlest fans, Nya Rose, on hashtag Everything But Football Show. Now, guys, that was the cutest video ever. Who was your favorite?
The part when she asks if Paul Pogba lives next to the Eiffel Tower.
That
That for me was cute.
Yeah, I like that too.
Right?
Yeah.
And also when he,
Yeah,
when
for
he
me,
tries
the
doing the
dance.
dab, right?
Clearly,
man.
she's stuck with Baba somewhere in Egypt, you know,
Yeah, I
doing the
think
little
so.
dance over there. Now, guys, we definitely want you to be part of the show. Make sure to use all the social media platforms, because what's the show without you guys? Now, Social Media Week is a series of week-long events across the globe which bring people together to discuss ways social media is changing lives. It seeks to foster a connection between online and offline communities, as explained in the theme for this year, Closer. Ms. Mumbai attended the Lagos edition of the event and brought us closer to a session that discussed sport and social media. Check it out.
Hashtaggers, today we are live and direct from Social Media Week in Lagos, and this is the biggest gathering of all lovers and all contributors in the world of social media. And as Africa's sporting social media show, you know we're right in here, front row center in the heart of the action. Today's conversation is all about fan engagement in football, and of course where football meets tech. Are we for it? Are we against it? What are the pros? What are the cons? But you're not going to be hearing about it from me. We've got some super professional panelists who are going to give us their take. But I've got my pass. Let's get in.
Hi, my name is Gabriel Dada of Imaginarium Creative Limited, developers of Kick. I'm a tech entrepreneur.
Hi, my name is Tega Anojaife, and I'm a sportscaster with Smooth FM.
My name is Chidize Iguano. I'm a team lead for Kick.ng.
I'm Sean Amadi, and Sean Amadi is an on-air personality and a sports journalist, yes. And I work for Max FM.
In one way or the other, our lives, our jobs intersect with football. I just want to know what your opinion is on how technology has affected our game over the years.
Well, that's a very good question. Technology basically has played a major role because social media commands 2.77 billion users globally. So that's almost half the global population. So when you look at that market, the English Premier League every season makes £10 billion sterling from TV rights deals. Then guess what? They make well over 4.2 billion from social media. So it has immensely affected it. Footballers these days, in the early 90s, an average footballer would cost £5 million, £10 million, but these days we're seeing outrageous numbers. And the reason is followership. Sports has got well over 6 billion followers globally. Football has got 4 billion. And the world population is 7.5 billion. So those numbers are serious.
That's more than half the population of the world.
Absolutely.
Because essentially what it also means is that the sport business can actually monetize beyond the 90 minutes of a game. Yeah. So what it means is the match is done, people are gone to their houses and all that, but the conversations continue, of course, up until probably even late till Wednesday. So Monday mornings, people are still arguing on Twitter or saying stuff on social media and things like that. So I think that's that. So on the side of content as well, so we've seen how social media has essentially created, superstars of sportsmen.
Technology has made football bring the fans closer to players, bring the players closer to the fans, actually gives the fans what they want. I know we talk about football. Let me talk about the NBA now. They changed the NBA All-Star pattern, and it was social media. So what it is now, technology has made clubs, teams, companies to start listening to the fans. So the fans are now an active part of how clubs are run, of how players behave. It's just, technology has changed football.
Well, healthy fan engagement is keeping a constant, communication with the fans, and that the only way you can do that is through social media.
For football, I like the fun and passion to remain. I like certain elements of the game to remain. I don't want technology to actually come and take or impact negatively on those things.
However, there's still a lot more to be done to catch up. We haven't used our social media well enough for football, especially in our leagues. We haven't exploited the market of investments. We haven't exploited the legal market. So in as much as there's a little bit of progress, we still have a lot more to do to catch up with the rest of the world.
Well, it's time for you to have your say. Remember, you are a co-host. Make sure you connect with us on social media, obviously. But I'm going to throw it back into studio, guys. Share your thoughts on today's conversation. From me in Lagos, it's Miss Vambai. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Ms. Vambai. Now, guys, there were a lot of stats that were thrown there. What do you think about them? Do you agree with them?
Well, 4 billion football fans?
Yeah,
outside of 6 billion, I'm not sure, 6 billion sports fans. But anyway, I think this is no surprise. It's nothing new to us. Social media does connect us. It does keep fans of the game glued to the product. So perhaps maybe on the African continent, it needs to improve, and we can learn from our international colleagues.
Hugo?
I think the numbers, are obviously not debatable at this point, but I think the impact that social media has had on sport is phenomenal.
Absolutely, and I agree with everything that you both have said. Now, looking at rugby, what is happening in the world of rugby, Arthur?
Well, new Springbok coach Rassie Erasmus has been mandated to hit transformation targets set by his bosses by the time the Rugby World Cup comes along. Erasmus was appointed last week on a 6-year contract, but will need to try and achieve South African rugby's targets of a 50% representative basis for players of colour by the Rugby World Cup. Yet Erasmus doesn't seem fazed by the challenge and believes he knows the landscape he's working in, the fights that have been fought over the issue, and will be able to achieve where so many of his predecessors have failed. So, well, it's no news that he was appointed after Alistair Coetzee, but there's still a continuous battle here, guys, between issues of colour at this level of the game. Hugo.
Well, I think for me, the one thing that excites me is that he's not black. He's not a person of colour, and he's the person that's been mandated with coming up with those figures. Now, ordinarily what would have happened if it was Alistair Coetzee or Peter de Villiers previously, you know, then, you know, all sorts of issues would have come up around race and them being racist, and, you know, they shouldn't be picking us. But the fact that he's white and he's the one who's been tasked with looking for more people of colour, I think is positive. And secondly, after 24 years of independence, I think it is time for South Africa to have those numbers.
Yes, they do need to have those numbers. But Zitla, I think something that we also need to bring to the floor is the focus on quality and not really the issue of colour.
I agree. And I mean, looking at the fact that the World Cup is next year, you know, he doesn't really have a lot of time to find these, you know, these athletes and so forth. But because in everything that Hugo has said, this should have started way back. You know, this needs to go back to school level, because you can't just grab people in jail just because you just need to cover up and bring in a lot of people of colour, because you're not going to have quality,
but
like
guys,
you're saying.
let's not forget that there are a lot of people of colour that are currently playing.
Yeah.
At the
Okay,
moment.
who
So
are
the issue is,
Are they good enough,
Who
though?
are they, guys? Give us the names, and can they be in those prominent positions? Our fly-off. Let's start with the fly-off. Andre Pollard, Blue Bulls. Patrick Lambie plays in France. We have Elton Yankees, who's possibly the prominent player of colour who currently plays for the Emirates Lions. Who else are we going to have in our lock positions? Who's going to replace Eben Etzebeth?
Those are the four already that are on.
But I think the issue is that we know these guys, we know they're brilliant. We don't know about the guys that are not getting the same sort of coverage or same sort of publicity.
I think the issue is most of the time when they do get the chance to play, I mean, in anything that you do, if you only do it once, you're not going to improve. So the issue that has been raised before is that most of these players are given one chance, and that chance, after that chance, if they don't do as well as they expected to, they're not given any extra chances, which is quite not fair, because all the other players are given the chances, and they get more chances, and they improve.
You know what? I bet that our beautiful viewers at home can tell us what they think. Of course, hashtag Kwese Sports on all our social media platforms.
Absolutely. And now moving on to my favorite part of the show, which is hashtag gossip, where we talk about all things without filter. Now, Deontay Wilder is eyeing a fight against Anthony Joshua after defeating Luis Ortiz. The 49-0 fighter said he can't wait to watch Joshua against Joseph Parker on the 31st of this month in Cardiff.
Wilder.
Between Wilder and Anthony, who do you think is going to get KO'd?
Yo, both of them have the capacity. Wilder. Oh my gosh, this is really hard to.
Hugo.
You know what? I'm a big AJ fan.
Yeah.
You know, I think he looks the part. He talks the part. But you know what he's got? He's got a Tyson-like opponent in Wilder. This guy's aggressive. This guy's a brawler. You know? So the sort of fight that you're going to have there is going to be absolutely phenomenal.
Oh, well, moving from boxing to the world of football, considered one of the most fiercely contested matches in African football, the Soweto Derby took centre stage this past weekend, with Orlando Pirates handing a pulsating 3-1 South African Premiership victory over rivals Kaizer Chiefs, while Pirates coach Milutin Sredojevic revealed that the team went to the cinema to watch Black Panther as a team-building exercise.
That's cute.
Up the Buccaneers and Black Panther. Just got to tell Africa right now, I'm a proud Orlando Pirates fan. Yeah,
You've always been a Pirate fan.
What do you mean?
Are you a Pirate fan now because they won?
No, I've always been a Pirates fan.
Clearly you haven't watched Black Panther, have you?
But you're wearing Kaizer Chiefs colours. What up with that?
All day, every day, Baba. All
I don't know
day.
how I feel about that.
Suspect, eh?
Right now, while we on football, Arsenal star Ainsley Maitland-Niles' mother is homeless and living in a storage container while he lives in a £700,000 flat with his brother. Maitland-Niles is on a £30,000 weekly salary from Arsenal. The mom says that he could easily buy her a flat with 2 weeks of his salary. And back in 2015, she had a fight with Arsenal's chief negotiator as well as Ipswich boss when Niles played for the under-21 squad. Guys.
I don't know what to say, Zisho. That's shocking.
What happened to sons loving their mothers so much?
We're not really sure. He does love his mom. He does love his mom.
Really?
But there's something happening
It's
that
got a weird way of showing it.
Hugo, there's something happening that we don't know of.
Well, what I can tell you, if you do the maths, there was that Bentley in the background. Clearly, it says Bentley, right? So if he sells that Bentley, he'll buy her a range, another range, and probably a couple of apartments.
Ooh, well, from
You know what?
Well, you know what, from Bentleys to more athletics action, Africa's Caster Semenya lost out for the Sportswoman of the Year title to tennis icon Serena Williams as racket sports dominated the main honors list at the 2018 Laurie's Awards ceremony last week. Semenya had warm words for Serena Williams, calling her an icon. There was some small comfort for South Africa as Roger Federer, born to a South African mother, took home 2 gongs, Sportsman of the Year and Comeback of the Year. There's no doubt that those 2 great athletes are not undeserving of this award.
Absolutely. I mean, really, there's not much to say. They deserve it.
Roger Federer, would you not have Djokovic,
Why would
taken
he
it
be
this
there,
time?
though? Why would he be there? He hasn't come back, so.
I think he's
there's
better
nothing
than...
else to say.
I'm a little bit biased with Serena's concerned because I'd give it to her with my eyes closed.
Oh,
I mean, that's all I'm saying.
Now, Brazilian superstar Neymar left the hospital by helicopter following his foot surgery to the mansion in Mangaratiba, where he'll spend time recovering. Brazil holds its breath to see if their star player who captained the country to Olympic gold in 2016 will be fit to play in Russia. Do you see him making a comeback?
Yes, of course. He definitely wants to be at the 2018 World Cup. I'm sure with all the doctors that he's working with as well and just taking his time to recover, he will be the man.
He's got 100 days, guys. 100 days.
And he definitely is going to make it. I think he will. Brazil fans should not worry.
Thanks, man.
You looked worried for a second there. Right, guys. Well, I guess this is it.
Why? This
Already?
is always so...
Oh, man.
Like, really, guys? No, like, we need an extra... How many minutes?
Another 30 we can do as well, don't you think?
Yeah, maybe, yo.
Right, guys.
Hashtag another 30.
Yes, I like that. Hugo, thank you so much for coming through and giving us all your knowledge on cricket.
Thanks so much. Always a pleasure to be here. Look forward to being back again soon.
Arthur.
Yay. It's always great to be here, and it's lovely to see you, and man, can't wait for more action on the show.
Right? It's gonna be banging. Now, ESCF 67 takes place on Saturday, the 10th of March, with the Women's Strawweight Championship between South Africa's Daniela Eliasov and Italy's Chiara Pencio taking the top spot on the fight card. Catch all the action live on Kwese Sports at 21:30 Central African Time. You can join us again next week, Wednesday. Remember, we want to hear from you, so use those social media platforms. Until next week, tweet, tweet, tweet.